Okay, hello everyone. I am Xiao Gang. Okay, in this lesson, we will mainly look at this other part. We only need to look at the allocated size, and these all involve the inaccurate parameter. We should discuss this in the relevant chapters on virtualization equivalence. So essentially, GetAllocatedSize is something that we developers use normally. If you want to record some related information in this data stream format or debug output it, or if there are some problems, then you can use things like dump and CountBytes. And here we will just write it down simply. Okay, look, we've actually written quite a lot of code already. Look, this class alone has 600 lines of code. Actually, if we look at just 170 to 600 lines of code is very normal. It's very normal. And actually, for normal segment, the next one might have 1,000 to 3,000 lines of code. So everyone can practice more. Just practicing a little more will do. Then for the struct, let's call it size. And then here, let's create a TMap. TMap. We'll use intercessor and string. My map. Then we reserve some space for it. Reserve and reverse it for him. Let's reverse and multiply by 5. Reverse, then multiply by 4 and 5. Then at this time, let's do it this way. Let's go access this place. Get for local size. And then we will go here. Let's connect it. You can take a look at it. This is an auxiliary function. It returns how much memory this container occupies. The size means that it only returns what is directly used by the container, and not the elements themselves. Right? Then we'll use this sided to attach it. We can see what type the sided is. I saw it before. It should be this type, defined on 3. On 3 in the long. It should be ECU64. It should be this type. Let's take a look. Should be. Look at this spot. It should be 32 here. I wrote it down incorrectly. Sorry. We can search here. We can just do everything in this area. You can find the inji. Many places actually use something similar to this, right? Then you can take a look. Find one. It might be 32. Maybe, but I'm not sure. But we shouldn't have reached this boundary line yet. Using 32 to connect should be fine. If this is 32, we'll add a map size. We'll just add a few elements here. Let's just add 3 here. Then let's connect this dimension. Let's see if this dimension changes. Okay. Then let's connect it again. Let's look at this part again. This area shouldn't change because our capacity already supports it. So it would be best if we made it a 4-sided one like this. If it expands too much, it might not be very obvious later. Then we can just quickly adjust these two functions. Since we don't really... Let's not talk about this here. We can probably add it later. Look, this place is an FK, and here is a DOM. Look at its comment. It says, describes the contents of this container via this output device. Right. We can see this is also A. It passes this output derives. And this is similar here. Look. We can take a look at. It is in this spot. An item of information from an output device in the miscellaneous section. Okay, we can supplement this when we have a chance later. Okay, let's start it now. Alright, the breakpoint has been reached on our end, and then you can see it is empty after our reward. You will find that the space it occupies now is 208 pong, but when we add elements, it actually won't get bigger. You can see that this place is still 208, but if we add more elements, it seems like we missed one here. Sorry, should write it again. We'll come back into it. Let's directly look at the size 208. It's still 208, so after we expand it, take a look. Oh, it's 784. Then let's take a look again. This map max changed to 22, right? So you can see what it is currently using. The allocated memory space. It's just this large of a size. Okay, overall, our TMap is. We've covered so much content. Actually, in our actual process, there is still a lot of content that you all need to practice. There might also be some methods. It might not necessarily cover everything sequentially. Everyone can click to take a look. So this map must be inside our container, within our call. These things inside the active module. And if you are interested, you can go do some testing or use it. Look, there's also a multi-map. We won't go into too much detail on this. Actually, the concepts and directions are quite similar. That's it. Thank you, everyone. That's all for us for today.